everybody, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am super excited to be joining my friend Moira for another Monday of Off the Board, where we each work with the same pin. And so this pin for today had all of these like hand-drawn light bulbs that had all kinds of little sketches inside. And so I decided to interpret that pretty literally, and I'm going to play with one of my absolute favorite collections of all time, which is Chamel Field Trip. So I picked up these new dies from Pink Fresh Studio that are called the Adore Alpha, and I was totally inspired by Missy Whitten that I had to have them. Had to have them, needed them in my life. And so I cut out the word science, and when you cut them out, you get the insides of the letters, and then you also get the outlines. And so I'm going to use the outlines, which is why I put them through my Xyron machine so that they're already sticky on the back and they're ready to go. And then I also cut this light bulbs cut file from Annette's Designs on Etsy, and I'm going to kind of create the same idea that's in the pin on my layout. So I am fussy cutting a bunch of elements from the Field Trip collection and making each light bulb a little bit different of like a science topic. So I have one that has all kinds of rockets, I have one with some dinosaur skeletons, I have one with a bunch of planets, and then I'm going to go back through, and there's another paper that has some bugs, so one of them is going to get bugs, and then the last really long dangly light bulb is going to get some like textbooks. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just adding a bunch of foam adhesive to the backs of those shapes because I want it to look like they're contained or they're like coming out of the light bulbs almost. So it's like little mini 3D scenes. And so that's why I'm putting foam adhesive on so many of the pieces. And then I'm going to take this little teeny tiny dauber and add just a little bit of orange inking underneath the rockets to make it look like they're kind of taking off into space. And so I really like the look that that was going to add as well. So the picture that I have for this is a black and white photo, and it has my son sitting like at the computer. He's working at the library on some homework. And so he's doing homework, and he's got his after school snack in his uniform, and we have his agenda open looking at all the things that he needs to do. And so I really loved how that kind of played off with these light bulbs and with the theme of this page, because he is very much into science. So I'm going to take a black pen and outline, and I end up off screen when I'm done filming, outlining around each of those hanging light bulbs just to kind of give them a little bit more definition so that they stand out a little bit better on my page. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a white cardstock and a red cardstock border around my photo. And then I found this little border that has books and then this one that has a bunch of words. And I'm going to layer those up underneath that bottom edge of my photo. So I want to have just a few of these words, and I'm kind of like accordion folding them, I guess you could say, and I'm going to put some foam adhesive behind them so they're going to have a little bit of a dimension to them. Sorry guys. And I want my photo to kind of tuck up under that planet on the bottom, and then I'm going to build my title right on top of my photo. So I have these words that say science, and my whole title is going to say for the love of science, but I want to have this big bold design element down here at the bottom, because this whole layout is talking about how much he is into science. And so I have science in those nice red outline alphas, and they still let the photo show through, so it's not going to cover up too much of the photo. And then I'm going to add the words for the love of with these pink fresh blue alphas, and I'm going to kind of mix and match a little bit the uppercase and lowercase just to kind of give it a fun little look. And then I'm trying to decide what other kind of little elements that I want to add to this layout. So it doesn't need a ton because there's already a lot of stuff going on. And I end up having to kind of scoop my letters around because I want you to be able to make sure that you can read the title, but I didn't like words overlapping the S. You know how it is. I don't measure these things, so I end up having to move them around, which is totally fine because it ended up that they actually came off the photo, which is super bonus. So then I'm going to add just this little tiny leftover skeleton that I had fussy cut underneath my title. And then I'm going to end up adding a rocket at the other end, kind of tucked under this little banner of words that I have stretched across the bottom. And I'm liking how all of that is coming together. So then I went ahead and grabbed these little epoxy stickers, and these are also from Chamel, but these are from the Never Grow Up collection. And I'm going to end up using, like, you know, almost all of them on this layout, because sometimes the elements are just so cute that you end up using them all. So I've got a whole bunch of the little circles I've added. I added a bunch of the stars. I'm going to come back in and add some green enamel dots in all kinds of different shades of green. And I felt like that kind of went along with all the other elements in the page, but not overwhelming with just blue or just red. So I felt like the green was kind of a fun little addition. And that's good. Basically, words are hard. That's basically going to do it for this layout in my interpretation of this pin. Make sure you stop by my friend Moira's channel to see her interpretation of this same really fun pin. And I will be back to see you guys again really soon. Have a good day. Bye, guys.